Hello, my name is Sean, aka the Cockney Charmer. Welcome to my channel. This is the Survivalists, the latest game from Team 17, the spiritual successor, as you like, to the Escapists, as this was made by the same developer team. I've been playing this, I reviewed it, there will be a link to the review in the description. But what I wanted to do, I've seen a few friends who have jumped in this and either have seen me stream it or have just jumped into it because it's Team 17, and they've literally gone in and the first 30 minutes they've run around like headless chickens not knowing what to do. So this is my quick guide to what to do when you first start a brand new game of the Survivalists, and hopefully some of these tips may or may not help you. So let's begin. First things first, you must customise your character, because you must. Now, those who know me will know that in every survival based game I will name every character Oliver Queen. You can probably hear me tapping it out on a controller. As I'm a big fan of Arrow TV series, every survival game my main character will be Oliver Queen. As such, there are two body types, male or female, and there's various hairstyles that you can go with. Hopefully they'll add some more. I tend to go for the bandana. I also like to give him the I'm stuck on Lee and you kind of look. And of course, as he will soon be the Green Arrow, I like to give him the Green Arrow look. Also, you should make him blonde, because Oliver Queen is blonde. When you're first starting the game, please do put the assistance prompts on. It's how the game will show you how everything works, which we've just done. Thank you, game. Law. The last thing I can remember is the storm, but that was no ordinary storm. The sea turned rough, and all of a sudden I was surrounded by high waves and dark clouds. Between the waves I could see some kind of green coloured portal opening up, and now here I am. But where am I? Wherever I am, I need to survive. Perhaps I can craft something useful from pebbles on this beach. So we don't know why we're here. All we know is that somehow we came for a green portal and we find ourselves washed up here. Bottles are worth picking up. Purple bottles will give you a treasure map that will lead you to a chest. These can be very handy when you first start. Others, green bottles, are pretty much just hints and tips. So the first thing you will need to do, or I recommend, is you will see this broken raft, is to open it, because it will have the basic items you need to get started. Ta-da! Now another good thing about this is that every 3 to 4 days in game time the world will replenish itself, which means that if you can build your home base, which is what we're going to focus on today, if you can build that near this boat, every few days all the items we got will come back. Every tree that you chop down, every bush that you hack, every rock that you smash, when the world replenishes, some of those things, not all of them, but some of those things will return. So if there's a material that you're needing for crafting, it will come back. So the first thing you want to do is to press Y on Xbox, and we can start crafting our basic tools. The way this works is you craft one item and then you will learn the blueprints for another. So for now we're going to use the pebbles that we've picked up. We're going to make a hand axe. So if anyone's played Stardew Valley, at the bottom of the screen you'll see your inventory. This does not increase. You will always only be able to carry 11 items, but I will have a trick for that. By using RB and LB bumpers you can move around. You can also, with the D-pad left and right, you can then move items So, first thing I want to do is, I just want to have a look where we've landed. So we've got a grass area there. There seems to be a lot of rocks. So this is quite handy. Oh look! There's a monkey in the cage. We'll come back to that. So we've got a very rocky area. There's not many bushes. We've got a nice forest area, so we should be able to get some long grass and some trees from there. We have another monkey friend, so that's 2 monkey friends to start with. But before we get into the whole monkey situation, because I love monkeys, monkeys are awesome. What I want to do, I want to start. My best tip is to basically start with white. Is to start crafting, or is to learn all the designs you can. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to start making all this lovely stuff. So for that we're going to need some grass. So we're going to take our hand axe that we made, press X, start chopping. Start picking everything up. Lovely stuff. Honestly, before you start reaching out and trying to explore the world, it is very important that you really take the time to start crafting right, so we need some wood to make our little crafting tool. So the hand axe is very good. The hand axe will basically do everything. It will cut down trees, it will smash rocks. However, it has a very limited lifespan. So this is your default tool. What you want to do is to start building your pickaxe, your axe, your shovel. But we will cover that today. So the flimsy multi-tool is very handy because the multi-tool is what we use to craft things like, well, it's basically what you use to put things together. It's what you use to craft. So in just a very short amount of time we've now learned all the blueprints for the basic tools and items that we're going to need starting off. Again, I'm going to keep my home base here just because we need a boat, we've got trees with coconuts for food, we've got bushes. This is a really safe place to start building our home base. And to do that, we simply bring up right trigger. Right trigger is your blueprints menu. This is where you are starting to build all the important stuff. As you can see, there's a lot to craft here. But we're going to start off with building a bed. You select the blueprint and basically you just position it where you want it. If you put it in the wrong place, you can erase it with X. So it's a very, especially for controller, it's a lot easier with mouse and keyboard, as you can imagine. But for those playing on console, either PS4, Nintendo Switch, or in this case the Xbox One X, this is a very handy system. I think it works really well. So I'm going to place it here because this is where I'm going to establish my home base. So first thing we need to do is we need to build a comfy padding, which is the mattress, which we've already done. And then we grab our multi-tool. And now we need a blanket. Ta-da! And now we have a bed. The bed serves as your place where you can sleep. By sleeping, you can move time on during the day. The game does have a day and night cycle. It's also, more importantly, it's also your save spot and your respawn point. If you were to die, you drop everything that you were carrying at the time and you respawn on the last bed that you slept in. which is why the bed is the first item you actually craft. As it's a survival game, you will need to eat. And to save. So, now we've made a bed, we open up the blueprint menu again. And we have more basics. We have an improved bed, but I'll get to that a little bit later on. The first things we want to do is a campfire. Why? Because we want to start making, or properly cooking food. You can eat berries, you can eat coconuts, and they will give you very, very little food. So what you want to do is to add wood to a campfire, and then you can start making things for recipes, like the fruit smoothie, which is very, very good for getting a lot of... Starting off, I mean, the fruit smoothie will give you pretty much half your health back, which is very handy. And again, the reason why I chose to set up my base camp here is because we have plenty of trees with plenty of coconuts in order to keep giving us wood, but more importantly, access to food, so food will not be a problem. If you will face the right direction, thank you very much. As you can see, the hand axe is about to... That's it. I no longer have a hand axe, so we'll just craft another one. Very lovely stuff. Right, first things first, let's make some food. I'll do this probably. If you hold A on the recipe that you want to make, you can tell it how many of that item you can make. So you can make more than one, depending on how many of the materials that you have on you. Here we go. So just like with everything, once you learn to cook one thing, you're going to learn to cook something else. Once you learn to craft one thing, you learn to craft the next thing. Same with crafting tools. It's the same with crafting blueprints. As you can see, lots of stuff for us to do. But the next thing I want to do, which is very important when you're starting off, because you literally have no inventory at all. Chests. Now I like putting a chest for every item that we do. So I put a chest just to store food. I will make a chest just to store resources, to store tools, to store weapons. It's just a nice way of keeping everything tidy rather than trying to carry everything on you. So here I'm just going to put everything that I can use to make food. I'm just going to whack in here. And then what I'm also going to do is now we've made the box, we're going to make a crafting table. Crafting table is where we can start making the more advanced tools as well. And as you can see, the basic elements you can use is what will be required to make loads of stuff. And this is literally really all about just getting the basics of your base camp. Now of course if you're playing this in the co-op, which is up to 4 players, obviously you can have people working in the base camp or people go and explore. But when you're playing solo, this is a really good place just to start off. It also means you don't have to carry everything around with you, which I find really, really useful. So we have a look at the crafting table. We can see we can now start making a lot more stuff. For example, we can now make a flimsy axe, which is a lot better than our hand axe, the little cave. So yeah, this is very much because you notice we haven't really gone out. We've had a little patrol with the little reconnaissance walk around, just to see where we stand. So we have had a quick look to see that we've got rocks around us, we have trees around us. I always move food. There we go, lovely, we've got food. What else can we now craft? Hey, now we can craft a flimsy pickaxe and a shovel. So that's what I'm going to do now. So we need more trees. Again, so this is what you're effectively doing starting off. You're just getting the basics that you need. And I find if you take the time at as soon as you start a new game, just take the time to have a look around, see what's around you. But start building the basics. Start establishing your base camp. Make a bed so you can save the game. Get your campfire up so you can cook food. A work table or workbench in order to start making proper tools. And then from there, you make a nice little safe little base camp, and then you just know where else you make the kit you need. You can make the weapons you need. Now, if you hold X with a tool, you do a fantastic little spinny move. Now, of course, using an axe on rock isn't good. An axe is good on trees. So, what you want to do is make a tool for the job. And a tool for the job is a pickaxe for rocks and a shovel for digging things up. And this is why it is so important to have these chests around. It's just a really nice way of keeping everything organised. Because then you can actually properly start exploring where you need to go. But this has been quite a nice little starting area. Now, of course, it should be pointed out that every time you start a new game, or a new save slot in this case, the islands you find yourself on are procedurally generated. They're not always the same style. So you may find yourself in a volcanic area. You may find yourself that's not even hitting the rock. So every time you start the game, you can end up in a very different place. And throughout your game, you will be travelling to different locations, different islands, different sides of the world. So if you're in a location where, for example, you will see that there is the next upgrade to the bed requires metal nails. So far, we have not found any rocks that have metal in them. So there's a good chance we might have to travel. If I bring up the world map, there might be a chance that we may have to travel to a different area of the world in order to find stuff like metal. So again, what really is important now is just getting your basics set up, get the basic tools that you need. So you want to make an axe, you want to make a pickaxe, you want to make a shovel so you can get the resources around you. You want to craft a basic weapon like the wooden club. And then what you want to start doing is gathering your resources. So I'm going to put you there, you there, you there, and then we've got food over here. So basically we've started off pretty well so far. So because it's night time, I'm just going to go and get some sleep, save the game and sleep. But now I do want to do something rather fun, which is one of the best aspects to the game for me, and we are going to find ourselves some monkey friends. Now, some monkeys in the wild will need you to find to give them a monkey meal to tame them. Some will be in cages that you can just free and they'll instantly be your friend. Different monkeys as you progress. Some of them might require something like a gemstone or some certain thing before you can make friends. But for right now, we need the bowl that we made from the leaves, one berry and one flower. And the reason why monkeys are so helpful is just that. They are helpful. And if you hold X with a pickaxe, you can do a massive grand slam, which will smash up rocks. So we'll just grab a load of these. Because sooner or later we are just going to do some resource gathering as well. So we're collecting wood, collecting pebbles, making sure that we have enough of everything. But my first thing is that I want to do is that I want to make a monkey friend. Because monkeys are brilliant. Hey buddy! Monkey helpers! Monkeys are the best part of this game for me. This is one of the cleverest systems in the game, especially if you are playing solo. Monkeys can be taught to do whatever it is that you do. And it's awesome, as I will show you. So he will now follow me. Here we go. He's just going to follow me around now. Now we did find there was a second monkey up here that we found when we went for a little bit of a walkabout. So I just want to see if we can find him. Is he back? Where was he? Monkeys in the wild tend to stay in one area, so if you do see one, chances are there he is. Hello. So this guy wants the monkey meal, which we cooked before we left. And just like human players, you can customise your monkeys by going into the monkey area. So if, like me, you want to name after people in your stream chat, you can set a different colour. I'm not going to name these guys and let them have their default name, but what I will do is I will just give them different colours so I can tell them apart. Lovely stuff. And then whilst we're here, now you might see there's that it looks as though my inventory still has the monkey meal. That's just a bug. Sometimes the item you have or was in that slot, once you've used it, it will still show as being there, even though it's not. The only way to get rid of that so far is to close or reload the game. That monkey took my axe. Now, this is why. Come on, you guys. Now I'll get us back to the base and then I'll show you how the best way to use the monkeys are. Ah, rabbits! Nice, so on the coast. Ah, I've got another. That's a third monkey we can go. You can have up to 20 monkeys assigned to you at a time. If you're playing co-op, if you go to you can see the star next to each of the monkeys. If you're playing co-op with a friend, you can bring 5 of your favourite monkeys with you, which is very impressive. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just going to clear the area of all the resources that we can get, and then we can start getting to work. So again, we are still in the first sort of 20 minutes or so, and basically we're just establishing our base camp before we can go and have a little wander. This way you be able to make your food, have the right tools with you, and monkey friends with you before you actually head off exploring and doing all the fun stuff. So when you when you make your home base, what you really want to do, you just want to have it where you know your nearby resources, so you can always have a place to craft stuff. Because you can it's easy to make beds and such. I will tend to just make a home base, get it set up, get it ready to go, then I'm happy. So next thing I want to make is a forge. Again, and a forge will help you make even more cool stuff. It really is worthwhile just taking your first 30 minutes just to establish a home base, build the essentials. And the monkeys will be helping me in a moment do something very handy. So right now I'm just going to drop off some more food. Get rid of some of the resources that we've been carrying up, so we're not stuck with loads of things. And now we need mud, so we've got our shovel that we made. If you use your shovel on the grass, you'll get mud. If you use your shovel on sand, you get sand. Now you will also see things like this, little trunks stuck in the ground. These are things that you can dig up. These will have charcoal, these will have wood. So again, it's all resources. Now, here comes the cool thing. If I quickly craft another... Oh, of course I don't have rope. How silly of me. Now, if I craft another tool, this is where the mimicking system. So I need to craft this forge, but that's going to take me a while. If I start, the game will even say this is slow. I reckon a monkey could do this. I think a monkey can. So what you want to do is with left trigger, it brings you up your monkey mimic option. And using the left stick with a cursor, or you can hold the A button and hold it down to open a zone that will bring in all the monkeys. What you can do is you can tell a monkey, well, for the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a tool. So I'm just going to lob it a multi-tool. So you can see it's now holding the tool. And with LT held down, cursor highlighting the monkey, I'm going to highlight Chloe and I'm going to press Y to say mimic. Now you see there's a little timer that's counting down. Anything that I do now, the monkey will mimic as long as that's there. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to start crafting away. Now if I stop and move away, there's Chloe. Chloe has now learned how to craft, which is going to be very, very handy. And then I am just going to cook. Of course, if I highlight Chloe again and get her to mimic me again, she's now learning to craft food. So one of the good things about this is that you can really, you can actually, with enough monkeys, you can actually fully automate any entire process. You can literally automate monkeys to craft. You can automate them to gather, fight. The monkey system is absolutely brilliant, especially playing solo. So it's just really, really useful. So of course I'm now going to get some sleep. So again, what I tend to do is when I build something, like when I build a workstation, when I build a forge, I will always put a chest down so you can put the materials that you need right there. So it's always there. You're not just running around or carrying stuff. So first things first. So we need the charcoal back. And you can see from the forge, this is where you start building all the complicators. So if you have metal, you can start forging metal items. Same with stone. It's all very, very clever. We need 4 wood, 2 rope. Now hopefully, if I add the materials there, Chloe, alright. So monkeys can be finicky. Normally what will happen is that once you've trained one to build a few things, they will actually continue. So say I was to put say make a rope at a crafting table. If I was to grab the materials needed to craft it, what should happen, or what tends to happen, once they've done it enough, they will automatically start crafting anything that needs to be crafted. And then you can also have it so you can also train monkeys to gather the elements needed to form a design as well. Oh, it's just so good. But again, these are just the basics that you just want. You just want to craft everything, build everything, and then have a nice place to put stuff. And as you can see, my health needs food, so we've got food. Now, just to make us feel a little bit more secure, I'm just going to construct a nice little just walls around our home base, because you can get raided. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all the long grass that we have, and then I'm just going to craft hay. But now what I can, and this is what I wanted to show you. What I can do now is that I can train Tanner here to add the resources. No, let's do this in the right order. We do no, stay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach again. The more a monkey does something, the more they do. So now I can teach. If I put all this hay back, the long grass back, what I can do now is, hopefully, if this works, I can now say, Tanner, mimic what I do. And now, as you can see, Tanner has now learned to bring the materials to the crafting bench, which Chloe will now. So now I have them making the hay that I need to make my walls. So you're starting to see. I mean, this is just you literally just made yourself your little crew of monkeys, which I love. So the best tip and advice for me is when you start a new game on a Survivalist, whether you're playing solo or you're playing co-op, it's just find a location just to establish your home base. It really is just the best way to be. Make a bed, make your tools, make your workbench. Because as soon as you have that in the bag, you are good to go with the basic essentials, making tools, making a home base. And once you've established that, once you've established your tools, once you have some weapons, hopefully you have some monkey friends. That is when you can then start going off and exploring the island to see what other secrets and wonderful stuff that there is. But I honestly cannot oversell the monkey mimic system, because the more they learn something, the better at it they get. So now it's like, for me, it's like I'm now able to go off and do other bits. I can now go and find some more resources. And with enough monkeys, you can literally just have monkeys at your base. As long as you've told them what to do, they will keep performing that task until done. For those two monkeys up there, they will now continually keep making hay until they either A, the multi-tool breaks for Chloe, or they run out of long grass. And they'll just quietly continue to do that until either A, I'll give another task, or again. Now, I just want to make sure that they've got enough tasks, so we need to find some more long grass. Ah, of course. Now at night, bats come out. And now we have another source of food. Thank you, bats. And now, as you can see, so actually, I'm not sure why. Interesting. Now, when it comes to food, I tend to keep things like fruit. I will tend to keep them separate. Now, I think Tanner has got a little bit confused on where it's going. I think it's because I must have dug up some long grass, and now Tanner has decided that is where she's going to get the grass needed to craft, rather than taking it from. I do like the fact that you can lay out, especially with walls. You can lay out where you want it to go, and then you simply adding the resources to it, which is The next thing I'll do, we need rope and 2 wood. Making another multi-sword. Okay, so what I can do now, I can stop them making all the hay. If I hold left trigger, any monkeys around you will come to you waiting for a command. So Tanner, I'm just gonna chuck you a multi-tool and I'm gonna say, Tanner, Chloe, mimic me. I'm just gonna say, craft. Now they've learned how to craft, and now they will build the walls for me. So again, this is where monkeys come in very, very handy. So already within the first 30 minutes or so, we have established our base camp. What's the matter with you? Oh, Chloe, your tools run out. Go on, take mine. So, as you can see, you can automate the monkeys to craft, to cook, to gather, and here we have our base. So as you see, there's more things we can do. We can craft a boat. This is how we're probably going to sail to another part of the world later on. So I would advise just taking the time to just craft everything that you, and you only need to do one of each. Just craft one of each to learn to move on to the next step. And of course, I can. One of the other things you can do just before I end this video, because I think we've made, you know, so what I can do now is that I can swap the multi-tool with Chloe. So Chloe now has a hand axe. And then what I can do with them, actually, I will tell you the biggest trick. The biggest trick that you can do in the game. Now you may notice that you don't have a lot of inventory space. So what you can do is, with the chest, you can give a chest to a monkey. You can ask them to follow. If I give you back the hand axe, and if you get to a place where we can now this is extremely handy as well for when you want to gather resources. If you take the chest and plop it down, if you have, especially if you have more than one monkey, if you have two monkeys, so if I take Chloe and I teach Chloe how to chop down a tree, she will use a hand axe to continue chopping that tree down. And she will now go and take that other thing. What I can do is that I can ask Tanner here, who's got nothing else to do, to gather everything. So whilst I've got one monkey chopping things down, we've got another monkey doing all the gathering up into this chest. So I would advise before you go out on any exploration of the island or nearby or even resource gathering, make a chest and just carry it with you. Because that way you're not limited in what you do. So they'll just happily keep doing that. They will happily keep doing that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. But that is my quick 30-minute guide to how to start the Survivalist. As you can see, we have a crafting table to make tools. We have a campfire to cook food. We have a forge to start making cool stuff. We have made a little base in case we get attacked, which will happen, but that will be in my next video. But that is how I suggest you start the Survivalists. Learn to craft everything. Craft one of each so you can learn the next thing to craft. And then just have chests to store the things you need, buy the very thing you might need materials for. So, a chest for the campfire that has wood. Materials to build tools from. Resources to start forging stuff. And also a bed so you can sleep and save the game with. But I have been Sean, aka the Cockney Charmer. Thank you for watching this video. If the video has helped you, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button on the channel. And until next time, be safe, be lucky, and for myself and Oliver Queen and my monkeys who are busy hard at work, hopefully, unless they've decided to stop. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a quick 30-minute guide to how to start the Survivalists. Until next time, bye bye for now.